Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good
Can you
evening.
hear me? Good evening. I see some of the attendees already joined. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Screen clear.
Okay. So I see some of the participants from outside of Bangladesh. So I think we should speak in English. So um, good good evening again. I'm starting the topic, computer system validation for QC instrument. So, uh, first of all, thank you for joining today's computer system validation session. Uh, Actually, this is an initiative of our LinkedIn-based group, Pharma GMP Forum. So this year, basically not this year, last year in 2025, we started a discussion in this Pharma GMP forum as PharmaTalk. So earlier we arranged different webinar on different topics. So today, our speaker Sharmin joined with us to discuss on the
Hello.
computer system validation. And this is not a topic to cover within 1 hour, but I believe Sharmin will give a overview and concise topics, presentations on this topic within this short time. So thank you again for joining. So first of all, I want to introduce our speaker, Sharmin Afroz. She is now as working as Senior Assistant Manager in R&D Department of Radian Pharmaceuticals. She is highly experienced in QC and R&D analytical part, and also expert in CSV, data integrity. And on top of everything, she is very passionate about data integrity and CSV. So hopefully she can explain this topic. Uh, I'm very hopeful. And this is me as your host. So some people already know me because I am regularly posting in the group and announcing the webinar PharmaTalk session. So I'm working currently working as head of quality assurance in C2C Pharma Limited. So now I'm moving to the topic. I don't want to waste time because time is very important in this 1 hour short period. So um, at this moment, yeah, when we opened LinkedIn group, we see in every day lots of posts on CSV and versus CSA, CSV versus CSA, and there is a huge overrated information on CSA. So people are saying after publishing CSA, the CSV things is changed, highly changed, because what happened? Um, CSA is giving risk-based approach, critical thinking approach, and it's giving the least burdensome approach. So that's why people are saying um, CSV changing the this field of computer system validations. But what I see, things are not like that, because fundamental guideline or the computer system validation, that is general principles of software validations, which is published in 2002, and all things what already mentioning in the CSA guidelines, like this race-based approach, list burdensome approach, all things are available in this CSV. I mean, general principles of software validations. So, don't fall in the trap of these people. What they are saying, CS is everything. It's changing the world of computer system validations. This is not like that. So first of all, I want to introduce the regulatory landscape for CSB before hand over to the topic to the today's our speakers, Sharmin. So first of all, I want to say, uh, as a regulations, first predicate rules is the regulations we need to follow for this CSB. So what is predicate rules? Predicate rules are the things that is any FDA regulations that mandates computer system validations, sorry, mandates any procedure or records that is need to maintain for our GMP operations. So in this case, for computer system validations, the predicate rules, for example, um, 211.68, that is uh, related to the equipment. And another one I mentioned here, 211.180, that is related to record management. That is how to maintain the electronic records, original or true copy, whatever. So that is the things mentioned in the predicate rules. So what we can say, predicate rules is the mother regulations, and part 11 is the regulations that elaborating the predicate rules. If predicate rules is the what, part 11 is the how. Okay. And another regulations we need to ensure for EU computer system validation is EU GMP Annex 11. And you know, GAM5 is the industry gold standard for this computer system validation. And I'm going to next slide. And also we have WHO guidelines on computer system validation, PICS guidelines. So during computer system validations, usually we need to follow these regulations, regulatory guidelines, and on top of GAMP guidelines. So if we follow these guidelines, we can effectively validate our computer systems. We can satisfy our inspector's expectation. Okay. So at this moment, I want to see the participants who are joined now. So before hand over to our speakers, I want to ask to the audience if you have any questions regarding the CSV. If you can, you can ask me or the speakers before asking questions. You have to unmute, or you can post your questions in the chat box or Q&A as a Q&A. Any questions from the audience? Okay, so I think we can discuss after the presentation of our speakers, Sharmin. So now I'm going to hand over the topic to the speakers. Sharmin, please continue.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to PharmaTalk. Today, I will briefly talk about computer system validation or CSV for QC instruments. In modern pharmaceutical quality control, almost every instrument from HPLC to UV spectrophotometer is driven by software. While software improve efficiency and accuracy, they also introduce a critical question. Can we trust the data? So where CSV comes in, computer system validation ensures that any software used in quality control QC instrument is fit for its intended purpose, consistently performs as expected, and maintains data integrity, which is a key requirement under GMP. Okay, so we have checked the regulatory expectations, and Rahan Bhai already told that. So CSV is not optional; it's a regulatory requirement. Whether it's GMP, GLP, or GCP, validation is essential to ensure data integrity and ultimately patient safety. And always remember the simple equation: documentation equals to quality, and quality equals to patient safety. So let's take some common pitfalls, some FDA warning letters. Recent FDA warning letters show a common gap: treating validation as one-time activity. Many teams complete the validation report and move on, but the system changes through updates and upgrades. Regulators expect validation to be maintained continuously through change control, periodic review, and revalidation when needed. So the key message is simple: validation doesn't end at approval. It must be sustained over its life cycle. So all the guidelines, we can summarize it. FDA emphasize on evidence, but EMA it emphasize on the life cycle and validation maintenance through its life cycle. To other, next slide, please. Okay. Two other common gaps seen in FDA inspections are audit trail and vendor reliance. First, audit trail. We capture audit trails and as logs, but they are not regularly reviewed. Regulators now expect clear, documented evidence that audit trail are checked alongside GXP data to detect any unauthorized changes, and FDA mandates is to check the audit trail before the batch release. Second, blind reliance on vendors. Just because a system is validated by supplier doesn't mean it's compliant for your use. You still need to qualify the vendor and verify the system within your own environment. So the takeaway is, don't trust the system. Continuously verify and review your software validation. Next slide, please. Another critical gap is data integrity gaps, especially around Alcoa++ principles. A common issue is shared login or giving admin access, unnecessary access to multiple users. This removes clear accountability, and that's the risk. If you cannot clearly show who did what and when, the data loses its credibility and becomes difficult to defend during an inspection. So the key message: ensure unique user access and maintenance and maintain clear attribution at all times. Next slide, please. And here comes again data integrity. So CSV is the foundation of data integrity. And we also know that our host Rahan Bhai is very expert on data integrity. He is a certified trainer. But I am also, it's my favorite, one of my favorite topics. So it's a critical gap, data integrity. So CSV is the foundation, but the goal is not just to detect the issue later, but to design the system in a way that prevents errors from happening in the first place. That's what we mean by data integrity by design. Design from the very first, building controls into the system itself. And to do this effectively, we apply a risk-based approach to focusing on validation effort where it matters most. Rahan Bhai, do you want to add anything on this?
Um, yes, you perfectly said that data integrity should be maintained by design. So during initial design phase, users should define the DI elements in the URS, user requirement specifications, like uh, user access level in different level, like user, supervisor, manager, admin, and there is a clear segregation of duties. Also need to mention the audit trail requirements and data backup requirements, how and what do you say, restoration verifications.
Restoration.
So these things need to verified during the initial design phase, and must be documented through the user requirement specifications. So in later phase, when the computer system validation activities will be performed, so that can be performed based on these URS requirements. Okay.
Okay.
And
Then
all,
move to the next slide.
yes, yes, okay.
And one click, I want that table. Yeah, okay. So now let's understand instrument qualification as per 1058. On the left, you can see the data quality pyramid. And at the foundation, it is analytical instrument qualification. This is where everything starts. If the instrument is not qualified, nothing above it, like method validation, system suitability, or QC results can be trusted. USP 1058 classifies instruments into three groups based on the risk. Okay, then I check the first group, Group A. Group A is the lowest risk instrument, and example of this group is shaker, sieve shaker, vortex, mixture, and these group have no measurement capability or usual requirement. Okay, Group B is moderate risk, and this instrument providing measured values as well as controlling physical parameters. And example of this group is analytical balance, melting point apparatus, um, etc. This required calibration to ensure accuracy. But the most critical is Group C. these are the analytical instruments with softwares like HPLC, GC, UV, resolution, ICP. And for this group, we face the most observations and audits on this group of instruments. So our primary interest group is Group C, that is qualified by qualify and by USP 1058.
And
So here
easy,
both,
and one thing I need to
okay.
add, easy for remembering,
Mhm.
C for computer
C
system.
for critical, C for critical also.
Okay, okay, let's
So the
continue.
C for critical and C for computer. So group C, we must have to qualify. Uh, Here, both the instrument and computerized system directly impact data quality. That's why they carry the highest risk and require full qualification and CSV. So the key message is higher the risk, stronger the control, and the C is where CSV becomes most essential. Next slide. Okay, now let's understand GAM5 software classification, which is the foundation of a risk-based validation approach. GAM5 categorizes software based on complexity and risk. Starting with category 1, here we can check it is infrastructure software like operating system, networks, databases, and these are the low risk software. And typically IQ like installation qualification is sufficient for this group. Next, category 3. It is non-configurable software and examples pH meter, conductivity meters, sometimes standalone balances, UV softwares. These are standard commercial tools. So since we cannot modify them, validation is usually limited with reliance on the vendor. Then comes here our interest of this category 4. It is configurable software like CDS, computerized data system, Empower, Chameleon, Lab Solutions, and LIMS. Here, user can configure settings. So validation becomes risk-based with strong focus on data integrity. And this category can be configured and validation will be risk-based. Finally, the category 5 is custom software, like sometimes vendor custom the software as per the customers. So these software carry the highest risk and it require full lifecycle validation. As you can see, the validation
So,
complexity increases
Sharmin,
from
ERP system or SAP
mhm,
systems fall in the group category 5, right?
yes, because they prepare it as per the business needs of the vendors,
Okay,
customers.
okay, got it.
So the key takeaway is not all systems need the same level of validation. So it should always be risk-based. Every category have its complexity. Depending on the complexity, the validation approach will be different.
Suppose one question which came in my mind. Uh, for category 3, um, we can rely on the vendor qualification documents.
If we use this software as it is, like and we have
Okay,
to write system for the right use. So we have to define our use or purpose first, then we have to use that software, and accordingly we have to validate that system.
so uh, that is okay. And my question
Mhm.
is, when, in which case we can rely on vendors? I mean, uh, is it after vendor approval through vendor audit or before vendor audit?
It's a series of work. at first we have to select vendors, and there will be a vendor selection criteria. Every vendor uh, have to face the vendor selection criteria, and sometimes category 3 are also very important, like UV instruments. So we have to purchase the software from the reliable supplier,
Okay.
reliable manufacturer.
So what I saw in the guidelines, they are saying we can rely on the vendors. So if we want to rely on the vendors, we need to be confident on the vendors' quality management systems. So
Yes, yes,
if we want to be confident on the vendors' quality management system, we need to audit them. Vendor. This
yes,
is as
them,
simple as it is.
yes.
So what we generally practice in Bangladesh, in other pharmaceutical companies, we generally do not audit or approve equipment vendor or manufacturer. So that's why usually we cannot rely, or we do not use vendors qualification documents as it is. That's what I experienced in previous companies, and currently in my pharmaceutical companies. I see one of the
Most of the
attendees.
time, category 3 instruments are not so complex like pH meter, conductivity meter. So the impact is less than the category 4 and the category 5. But we should have the criteria, so how we
uh,
select the instruments and the softwares.
Sharmin, we have, I
Okay.
think, one questions from the audience. Arifin Shahriar, can you please unmute and ask your question?
They actually, I have a couple of questions like links. I mean, laboratory software this system that we actually use in some places. Like we just get the software packages, we install it and forget it about everything. Just like updating it or repatching it or something
Uh,
like that. And I have never seen to have this audit for. I don't know why auditors sometimes I want to say most of the time don't audit these things.
uh,
And then I
your
have
your voice is not clear. Actually, I can't understand due to some disruptions due to technical or network issues, I guess.
okay.
Is it
Can
Yes,
you hear
but
me now? Is it clear
is it
now?
possible? I think better.
Okay.
or write in QA.
Okay. I'm trying my best to solve this. Actually, I have a couple of questions. I'm repeating this again. Like library software system like LIMS and it's installed and I have seen that it has never been audited again or revalidating again. And the auditors, I don't know why most of the cases or times just don't audit it or just don't look into it. And most of the cases we just update or repatch it and there is no validation again. And again I have a question that about SCADA and PLC, just like manufacturing systems. So which category these two will be for? In manufacturing system, SCADA is CADA and PLC.
At first, we have to do the XP classification and risk assessment, and we have to place this software into a software category, and then we have to do the risk assessments. So we then it will be clear that do it need any software audits or vendor audits. But sometimes SCADA water purification system we use SCADA, and in analytical instruments it is not so common. And our topics is today quality control instrument softwares. So you have to first you have to have a SOP in your company, and then uh, follow the follow the steps like at first the assessments, then URS, and then the risk assessment and categorization of these instruments. And there will be series of checklist. Uh, and you, if when you fill up all the checklist, and it is user management system or not, any data storage capability or not, then you can identify it. It is category 3 or category 4. Like there are some instruments, those are not in server, can fall into category 3, and same instruments but an updated software with the server system can fall into category 4. So if we go through the risk assessment and the GX assessments, then you can be clear whether it will fall category 3 or in category 4.
So good. Thank you, Sharmin. And Arifin Shahriar, I think what Sharmin's explained, if the SCADA is customized, then it will be in category 5. If not, in maybe in the 4. Right, Sharmin?
And category 5 is the most complex, and the user administration
Yes,
and
that
the
is the
storage.
customizable part. So if the software is customized for any company specific requirement, so it can be in the category 5. And another questions from the Arifin Shahriar was why auditors are not inspecting the LIM system after initial validations. Uh, I think auditors are mostly busy regarding the manufacturing and quality control analytical things. So that's why they cannot focus on LIM system. But it's their discretion. They
I think they
can
are satisfied
still
with the control and the system in
no
place. I think the system is so good
can be
that
is can
they
be
are
Sharmin.
confident.
But it's their discretion. They can still can move to the LIM system to see the validations things. And if some companies are not checking periodically the validated status of these LIM systems, it's definitely their deficiency.
Okay.
Arifin Shahriar, any more questions on this topic?
I just wonder sometimes that there is no server and something like that to store data like for a
Water
certain period of
purification
time.
system.
I don't. I'm not saying about that. I'm saying about
Okay.
the software system or the data storage system. When we're talking about data integrity, like that you run a PLC today, and after 10 days or 1 month, there is if you have to if you ask to retrieve the data, and you will search your own computer or like the attached computer with the specified HPLC machine or something like that, but there is no I should say the server station or like a cloud backup. So further from where we can retrieve the data or just check the data integrity. I guess uh, this is our, I should say, this is our drawbacks or something like that. And most people, I have seen seen frequently that nobody is talking about this.
Okay, well, these are, I think these are the legacy systems. So the auditors will check our mindset and our mindset to improve, because all the systems once was in SCADA and like chart recorders. Sometimes we the earlier times we record the refrigerator data on the chart recorders, and then the printout comes, and now it is stored in server, and the backup comes, and the cloud system. Now here now comes the AI. So we are gradually improving. So it will take time from the legacy system to the most updated one. Okay, you can then if you have the older one, you can manually put some control over it.
Okay, thank you, Sharmin, what you explained. But the question is not clear to me. due to some sound issues, I guess.
Okay.
What I understood, Arifin Shariar was saying some deficiencies regarding validation and sorry, regarding backup and restoration. Correct?
Because it is a legacy system, like it's use the SCADA system.
Okay, okay, okay. I think we can move forward now. Let's continue
Okay.
to our topics.
Okay, next slide, please.
Thank you, Arifin Shariar, for your input and questions.
So we have checked the
Got it.
category. Okay. Category 4 instruments and software category 4. So let's look at how validation effort is scaled across the system. Okay, there are some key deliverables for category 4 in pharma QC. Here comes the URS. There are some key activities and here is some rigors like URS is high rigor level high, and the risk assessment is very high because there is a critical function risk. And the third step is functional specification, design specification, and it lies between medium to high. And during design specification, we define user roles. And
Uh,
we plan all the validations. Now, 1 minute, Rahan bhai, I'm just muting because my slide is not working properly. Just 1 minute, I'm putting my charger. Rahan bhai, you continue. Just 1 minute.
okay, okay, no issues. Dear audience, please have patience. Our speakers will rejoin shortly. Probably she is facing some laptop charger issues. She will join with us shortly.
Hello.
Yes, Sharmin, please continue.
Oh, so there was a technical issue. Okay.
So, Sharmin,
So,
what I'm saying, uh, this slide is the main slide of this CSV session. Can you little bit elaborate every deliverables so audience can understand these topics better?
okay. So now let's look on how validation effort is scaled across the system life cycle, especially for category 4 systems. We start with URS, where we clearly defined the intended use, data integrity, and compliance requirement. This is critical. So the rigor is high. Now the risk assessment, where we identify critical function and data risk. This is actually very high impact because it drives the entire validation strategy. Then comes functional and design specification that I have already told, where we define configuration, user roles, and workflows. After that, we move into the execution phase, that is the validation master plan and IQ, which ensures proper installation environment setups, typically lower in complexity. OQ, where we test functionality, security, and audit trail, again high importance. And PQ, which validates the complete workflow from sample to result to report. This is a very high rigor. And we also ensure traceability, linking URS to test cases, so nothing is missed. And we have to ensure that it have full coverage. Finally, SOPs and lifecycle management ensure the system remains in a validated state through change control, backup, and periodic review. Next slide, please.
Okay.
Okay. So planning and specification deliverables. This is where the foundation is built, the planning section. We start with initiation and planning, where we define the scope and validation strategy. Key output includes CSV plan, system inventory, GXP impact, and GAMP classification. Basically, we justify why this system needs validation. Next in URS, user requirement specification. And this is one of the most critical documents. Here we define what the system must do, including data integrity requirements like Alcoa++ and the regulatory expectations like 21 CFR Part 11. And then comes the risk assessment. This step answer a very important question. What is critical? We have to define that, and what too critical to test. We identify the high risk function, data risk, define the test strategy accordingly. Finally, in functional and design specification, we define how the system will be built or configured, including workflows, roles, and interfaces. So the key message is, if planning and specification are weak, validation will fail because you can only test what you have clearly defined. Next slide, please. Oh, Karki, hello. I think
Uh,
microphone is on. Someone's
can you please mute the microphone? Some
background
background
noise.
noise is there.
আচ্ছা, ভাই মিউট করে দেন। Okay.
Okay. Okay. Please continue.
Now, okay.
জি
Okay. Please continue.
Okay. Now we move into the verification and the life cycle control phase of CSV. We start with IQ, installation qualification, where we verify that the system is installed correctly with proper environment and documentation, and the importance or rigor is less than the other validation. Uh, or other qualification. Then comes OQ and PQ, which are very critical. Here we test the system is system in real QC scenarios, ensures the complete workflow from sample to result to report works properly. After that, we focus on data integrity control, ensuring compliance through audit trail reviews, access control, backup, restore processes. This ensures continuous compliance, not just one-time validation. Then comes an important question. Is everything tested? In traceability and release section. This is addressed through traceability and release. Okay, where we link requirement to test cases, manage deviation, formally approve the system, finally life cycle maintenance. Ensures the system remains in a validated state through change control, periodic review, and revalidation. Move to the next slide, please. Now, let's take just 1 minute. I my battery of my mouse was missing. Okay, let's talk about one of the most critical but often overlooked activities, periodic review. Okay, validation is not one-time task. Uh, the real challenge is to ensure the system remains in a validated state throughout its life cycle. Periodic review helps us confirm that the system is still fit for its intended use, compliant and reliable. At the center is our goal, validated state maintained. To achieve this, we regularly review several key areas, like we check change control, um, we perform data integrity reviews, our audit trail and data is still trustworthy. We review user access. Are the right people having the right permission? And we verify system performance. Is the system still working as expected? And we ensure backup and restore processes are effective. And finally, we confirm regulatory and SOP compliance. So periodic review is not just a checklist. It is our assurance that the system continues to deliver quality data, because in the end, a validated system must stay validated over its life cycle. Next slide, please. User access management in QC instruments. And here we see a pyramid, and a pyramid for user access management, most critical aspect of data integrity. Access to system must always be role based, and here we can see the analyst part is bigger than the admin, like the performer will be more than the administration activities. This ensures that every user can only perform action relevant to their responsibility, maintaining traceability and compliance. So we can, here is an you can see a simple hierarchy. At the base, it is the analyst, and analyst generate only data, and they have not, they should not have the ability to modify, delete, or any critical information. And next to the reviewer, who verifies the data but cannot control raw results. Then comes QA or supervisor or managerial level who ensures compliance, perform audits, oversees the entire process and reviews the periodic audit trail review, perform the periodic audit trail review. And at the top is the admin, responsible for system configuration and user management. But importantly, should not be involved in routine data handling. Most of the time they are the IT guys like IT administrator. They manage the user access and manage the user access administration. And so clear segregation of duties is essential and it should be role based. Okay, because when roles overlapped, the risk of data manipulation, errors, and compliance failures increases. So the key message is right access to the right people with clear separation ensures data integrity and sustained CSV compliance. Next slide, please.
One question, please.
After completing this slide, I think we can take the questions. Thanks for patience. A little bit, please
Okay.
have patience.
Okay, because I think if you get your answer to our presentation, that it will be helpful for you. Now let's compare good practices versus common compliance gaps in user privilege management. On the left side, we see what should be done, and good practice, green colors. And so here, access should be role-based, and it is called RBAC principles, and always aligned with the key theory, least privilege concept. And the concept is least privilege concept, meaning users get only the access they truly need. Each user must have a unique user ID and unique login ID. Access should be clearly defined based on the role like analyst, reviewer, QA, or admin. And we must also ensure periodic review, access review, proper approval before access is granted, and a formal request you should put to admin for creating the new user ID or edit or removal. You can document it, and that audit trails are always enabled and review. In addition, controls like user lockout policies and immediate removal of access after role change or exit are very essential. Now, look at the right side. These are the real inspection findings or observations. Things like shared user ID, excessive admin rights, generic logins are major red flags. Lack of role clarity, missing approvals, or inactive accounts are still active. These directly impact data integrity. And one of the most critical issue, audit trail disabled or not reviewed. So it should not be happened in any pharmaceuticals. So the key takeaway is most audit findings are not due to lack of knowledge, but lack of discipline in following basic controls of the system, basic control on from the very beginning, from the design phase. Next slide, please.
Sharmin,
Yes.
before starting the slides,
Okay.
just for a quick summary. Till now, we covered the regulatory landscape, that is
Okay.
why CSV is required in the first place. Like what are the regulatory requirements, guidelines we already discussed. And then we presented some pitfalls. What is the gap in the relevant to the quality computer system validations. And in
Okay.
this slide also, you presented some observations from the inspectors and what should be the kappa also presented here. Okay, you will present it. Uh, that is good. And then you already presented the key deliverables. First, you uh, presented the category as per the USP, ABC, and
Software categories, right?
C for the computer system, complex
I see
system, what
for
you
the
say.
critical.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And you presented the mm, uh, uh, key deliverables for the category 4 computerized systems. In today's sessions, we presented key deliverables for category 4 because most of the equipments in the QC computer systems are category 4 and some are category
Yes.
3. So that's why we presented category 4. And maybe some days in other sessions, we'll cover the category 5 or in other things. Maybe other things are comparatively simple. So if we can cover in some other days category 4, that will be fine. And the main part of today's session is key deliverables. So what I saw in the slide, first document is URS, and then you said the risk assessment. Risk assessment can be the GXP assessment for the computer system or instrument classification and high level assessment. And then it can be functional risk assessment. Functional risk assessment, and then also the design specification, functional specification, configuration specification. The next deliverable was the validation plan. Validation plan means what validation approach or what will be the deliverables in this validation project should be covered in the validation plan. Then, as usual, I think everyone knows what is IQ, OQ, and PQ. So after IQ, OQ, PQ, then the topic is traceability metrics. So in the traceability metrics, we need to cover that every URS requirements is tested in any of the documents. That is, it can be in the IQ, it can be in the OQ, it can be in the PQ. So uh, these traceability metrics exactly pinpoint where the requirement is tested.
In
And
yours.
yes, so and this traceability matrix is a very easy document to present to the inspectors to uh, confirm that every URS requirement is tested. And then next deliverable you presented is validation report, which is actually the validation summary report. Through the summary report, we can conclude all the deliverables are completed, successful or not successful is if there is any deviations, it also need to cover in this validation summary report. Then finally, if everything is okay, we can release the system for the operation. And then the next step is routine periodic review.
Periodic mon periodic review.
Yes, periodic review, operational SOPs should be maintained, maintenance SOP and these things need to maintain as per the usual standard procedures. So these are the things already we covered. Now, I want to ask to the audience before taking the questions, what is the biggest challenge during computer system validation you faced? Dear audience, anyone, please, what is the biggest challenge you faced during any CSV
I think is for categorization. It's the main part.
categorization? Okay, so Shahidul Islam, you faced categorization is the biggest challenge. Okay, so another question was, is it in the chat box or where? So we see some comment questions in the chat box. Let's see what's written. So last question from RF in Shahriar, how do you predict that the system won't fail? Um, we should not predict. Uh, we need to validate, and it should be facts and figures, you know. uh, so if we can validate through uh, substantial evidence, then we should not predict whether the system will fail or not. So uh, we
Uh,
see one hand raised from Shajan Mandal. Mr. Shajan Mandal, can you please ask your questions? And please unmute first.
Yes, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. First of all, in short, I would like to introduce myself. I am Mohammed Sujan Mondal, and I worked with SK Pharmaceuticals Limited for 14 years. And last year, I have joined with Healthcare Pharmaceuticals Limited as a quality assurance in charge of cephalosporin unit.
okay.
So, I would like to give special thanks for Sharmin Afroz and Raihan Bhai for arranging
Thank
such an
you.
excellent event and wonderful event for us, because CSB is very complex in some situations. There may be some puzzled or confusion, and your presentation and in-depth discussion helps us to understand clearly CSB. So today my question is clearly related with the user access level. In my
Okay.
previous company with Escape, when I work, I have seen that for any complex equipment, QC equipments, especially for level 4 or level 5, whatever the classification, they should have an user access level like analyst, reviewer, QA, and admin. So every user access level should be reviewed by the next upper level. I have seen that. For example,
Yes.
any routine analysis done by the analyst is reviewed by reviewer, and periodically or routinely every routine analysis is reviewed by QA or any independent person. And after that, the system admin can check any audit trail at any time. So I have seen that in SK practice, the admin activity should be reviewed by any third party or independent body. So my it was periodically every 3 months interval, the admin activity
Periodic
also
auditor
reviewed by
review.
the third party or the person who has not directly involved or conflict of interest actually, and it was third party outside of the company, and this third party reviewed the admin activity. So my question is that, is there any requirement or regulatory expectation that the admin activity should also reviewed periodically for any system? Thank you.
Okay, not like that. In data integrity documents from FDA, there was a question that a question-based guideline FDA. So there was a question, when should we review the audit trail? Okay, during the batch review, and who should perform it, and the hard copy or the electronic copy, who checked the batch record, then he will perform the audit trail review. Okay, this is for the routine analytical activity. And for the audit trail, like policy change and the user management change, there will be logs and audit trails, and they put the reason on the series of audit trail, and it can be routinely checked by QA or the person responsible for uh, audit trail review. There is no such requirement for the outside review. Okay, because you can read the FDA provided data integrity guideline.
So
Their
in that
requirement
case, my
only the who should
supplementary question.
there is only
Yes,
two
please.
requirement, like who will perform the audit trail review and when should we review it. Okay, there
Sharmin,
is no. Okay.
Sharmin, one thing I like to add, what Mr. Shajan Mandal
Sujan Mondal. Sorry,
mentioned.
my spelling is
Sujam.
like this, but my
Okay.
pronunciation is Sujan Mondal. Sujan.
Sujan Mandal. Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sujan Mandal, what mentioned whether admin control supposed to be reviewed by third party or like that. Is it mentioned in any regulatory guideline or regulations? So no, such things is not mentioned in regulatory guidelines that it's supposed to be reviewed by third party outside of the company. So it is under complete discretion of the company. Company can manage their systems like that. Hmm. So usually most of the company practice self-inspection or quality oversight. So during self-inspection, QA form team, they can independently review system audit trail, business audit trail, everything. So it can be during the self-inspection. So they can say whether any unauthorized, unacceptable things happen or not in the system or in during business audit trail activities. And also another approach is quality oversight, which is also managed by quality assurance department uh, through their routine monitoring of the
Batch release, before
system.
batch release. Okay.
Batch release, even after batch release, it can be
And
routine
the
monitoring.
system policy, system
Yes.
setting, or the
So,
user
and
administration change, they can be checked in periodic basis, like 3 month or any periodic basis. But the audit
yes.
trail generated during any batch, it should be reviewed before the batch release.
Okay. So, Mr. Sujan Mondal, uh, have you
Are
got
you
your
satisfied with the
have you
answer?
got your answer?
Actually, yes, I'm satisfied, but in industry practice, I have seen the situation like this. And
Okay.
I think that the admin privilege is the superpower privilege, and he
Yeah.
can add,
Yes.
delete, or anything can do.
Mhm.
So, Rahan Bhai said that, or claims that in any self inspection, it covers the admin activity also can be checked in self inspection or QA oversight by any QA, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I have seen such practice, and that's why I'm sharing. In Escape, I have seen that
Mhm.
probably from some third party auditors suggested like this. So your admin activity shall also be reviewed by any independent person or body, and then they hired a third party in any
Okay.
periodic
I think this
review.
is for gap analysis, I think, not for
You
routine
know, you
review.
know, third party always they say
I hired for
uh,
gap analysis.
hire
Okay.
the third party for the review. But thing is, uh, QA can be independent person. Hmm.
And
So to check the
you
audit
should have
trail.
the procedure for routine review.
Hmm. Yes.
You can check the guideline from FDA data integrity guideline.
But thing is, if you pay the third party, so a third party is not actually the independent person, independent third
Mm.
party.
Mhm.
Just joking,
Somewhere
huh?
we can be like.
No. Uh,
Okay.
So independent QA checking is enough, right, Ryan bhai?
yes, yes, yes.
Thank you very much.
And and thank you, Sunjan, for the questions. And I think
So
we
I have
come.
one question about
Yes, please.
admin
Okay.
privilege. So uh,
Okay.
it's I am from Renata, from microbiology department. So in some equipment we have admin privilege. We all are admin privilege to IT department, but to create some recipe we need admin privilege. So it
Okay.
required that a qualified person should create this recipe who is understand the uh, product or who is understand the procedure, like in charge of lab or something like that.
Okay.
In
Which
that case,
machine,
what we will
which
do?
instrument it is? Whose instrument?
It's maybe activate sampler or something, liquid particle counter or something like that in
Okay.
microbiology lab. In that case, what should we do?
Oh, then I think there is not too many level. Their levels are limited, like 2 or 3,
Yes,
right?
we have level 2 or 3 levels mainly. Mainly it's supervisor, operators, and admin. But
Okay, only 3.
supervisor cannot create any recipe. It required admin privilege to create some recipes.
Okay.
So in that case, what we should do? Because it
Design
is
specification cannot be changed, like the
no, no,
privileges.
no, because
Shohidul,
in that case, this type of machine is limited, and
Okay,
uh, almost all companies' equipment is like the same policy. So they have only 2 or 3 level. So in that
okay.
case, if we, what we should do?
Shohidul, I'd like to add, uh, for such things, the easy solution is um, update the privilege of this user level.
It is
For
not
example,
possible.
for
Mm,
example,
okay,
generally it's supposed to be there because um, for recipe creation is not an admin job actually. So recipe creation, if it is covered in the admin group, so this recipe creation privilege you supposed to include in the supervisor or QA user access group.
But
Okay, so if
it cannot be done in this system.
so
mm.
if not possible, uh,
Then put
then
some procedure,
then
procedural and administrative control over there.
yes,
And
then IT admin supposed to be assigned to someone who can understand these recipe creation procedures things.
So,
But
is it if we create a recipe in the authorization of admin with documentation, full document, is it acceptable?
one access level using by another person.
No, no, no. Like uh, our IT has admin privilege. Uh,
okay,
Okay.
they give us the authority that only this person can create recipe in as a designee of IT.
So
Is it
who is
acceptable?
this person? Is it user department's
Is
person?
maybe from QA?
Possible.
Okay.
Actually,
Pro-
admin user access should be
oh,
approved by QA.
okay. Okay.
So
and
if in any system uh, any admin access is required, the request should be approved by QA. And if some QA guy need to uh, uh, access to this admin privilege group, it also approved by next level QA. And yes, QA can create recipe if there is no other options. But my suggestion or recommendation is uh, in this case, need to discuss with the vendor to upgrade or change this privilege group. I think it's supposed to be the thing vendors could change these things. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
the concept is the least privileged concept. Okay.
Okay, another
Uh,
questions. I think after completing our next slide,
oh,
which is the last slide, I guess.
last
So
slide. Okay.
then we'll take the questions. So thank
Oh,
you,
okay.
Mr. Shohidul Islam. Thank you for your questions. So we'll take the questions after completing the last slide.
Okay.
Ah,
Now let's look at some very common audit observation in CSV and most importantly, what inspectors actually focus on. One of the most frequent issues is shared user login. The immediate question from the inspector is who actually performed the analysis. And if if you cannot answer this, data traceability is lost. Another major gap is audit trail is not reviewed or before batch release or periodic review. Auditor will ask, how do you ensure data has not been manipulated? It can be manipulated by analyst and you should have control over it. Just enabling audit trail is not enough. It must be regularly reviewed. So we also often see analysts have admin privilege, which breaks segregation of duties and system being used without full IQ, OQ, and PQ, meaning the system was never properly validated. Lack of periodic review, uncontrolled software change, and generic user roles are most common findings. And very practically, backup exists, but recovery is never tested. So training records available, no training records available for the backup recovery by IT. So what's the pattern here? Inspectors are not just taking documents; they are asking, like, can you prove control over your system and over your data? And the solution is clear: strong procedure, proper documentation, and consistent execution through CAPA, because in audit, if it is not documented, it didn't happen. So we have to make it traceable, and the user privilege is defined through the design specification from the very beginning, and we have to segregate the duties in groups like analyst, method developer, or supervisors, manager, what we now call the user groups. But the privileges and access must be controlled over the throughout its life cycle. And the next slide, please. Last slide, that is our last slide. Okay. So before I conclude, let me leave you just one thought. In quality control, we just don't generate data. We generate decision that impact patient lives. So CSV is not just about documentation. It is about trust, trust in your system, trust in your data, and ultimately trust in your product. A system may be computerized, but it can be a system generated, but integrity always human controlled. So let's not just validate the system, let's validate our process, validate our discipline and our commitment to quality. Validation is not the volume of paper you produce, it's the degree of confidence you have in your data. Okay, thank you all for your time and attention. And it was truly a pleasure sharing this session with you. This is all from me.
So,
Thank you for all.
so thank you, Sharmin. Thank you, Sharmin. So we are almost at the end of this webinar. Now, another person, Mr. Mohammed Abdullah Al Masood. Can you please unmute and ask your question?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum. I think I am audible. Um,
Yes.
Thank you for
Yes,
your
yes.
nice presentation. I just want to ask a question regarding the IQ, OQ, and PQ.
Okay.
Few systems in our facility, we perform the PQ by following the supply protocol. For example, the lab solution, Shimadri SPLC or waters. And for other systems, for like the moisture content measurement system, that is the colorimeter, we perform the
Okay.
PQ by uh, preparing the protocol for ourselves. So I think I just
Okay.
want to know what is the best practice. Should we follow the supply protocol, or we just need to prepare a PQ protocol
Yeah.
for ourselves, then perform the test?
Okay, our key concept is don't rely on vendors. You have to review their protocols, and if you find any gaps, you can add some points like you have to test more this test at you have to add, and if supply you find the supply protocols okay, then you have to pre-approve it, then then you can work on it,
Yes,
or
yes,
if
yeah.
you have any gaps or 2 or 3 tests can be added, then you can add it with the protocols.
Okay. So in that case, our primary objective would be the reviewing and approval of the protocol. If everything found okay, then we can follow the vendor's protocol,
It should
right?
be pre-approved, yes.
Okay. And for the CSV or the 21 CFR Part 11 compliance, we have different kind of instruments in our lab. So if I
Okay.
just want to mention one instrument for say the water bath, uh,
Hmm.
for the 21 CFR Part 11 compliance of water bath, what actually should we maintain in our facility? It
Okay.
will it be okay for maintaining logbook and nothing else? So I just want to know the different requirement for different kind of instruments. For
Okay.
HPLC system, we know the
Mhm.
requirement and it is well discussed. And
Okay.
for
Okay.
other instruments, the things actually is not discussed that much. So I just want
Okay.
to know.
Uh, right, by go to my categorization slide. ESP
Okay.
categorization 1058 says that water bath is in class B. So here the requirement is calibrate. Like you have to calibrate the controlling parameters like temperature. So it is not it has no measurement capability. It can alter only the physical parameters, so it is not so critical, and you can only calibrate that system, and that software you cannot define it, or any change is not permitted. So here it is not critical, only check the temperature in calibration, and no need to qualify the whole system because it has the very low risk compared to other HPLC or
So,
other machines.
Sharmin,
Only Group C is under qualification, and for Group B only calibrate, and Group A just observe. Okay,
Sharmin,
Okay.
for this water
clear?
bath, we need to ask the question, what parameter can we set in the water bath?
Only
Is
temperature,
it
only temperature.
is it the
Only
temperature?
till
So if the
yeah.
temperature, we need to check whether the temperature is actually correct or not. How can we check it? Through calibration.
With
Uh,
calibrated
This is
thermometers,
simple.
yes,
This is simple,
yes,
na?
yes.
okay. For the pH meter and conductivity meter, some companies or some organizations they perform the routine check, and other also
Okay.
perform the periodic check like after 6 months or 1 year. So what would be the best practice for maintenance of conductivity meter and pH meter? For analytical
Mm.
balance, we have well-defined calibration parameters in USP, but for pH and conductivity meter, we just perform the routine uh, performance check before the operation. So is it okay, or do we need to perform the calibration like after 6 months or like 1 year? And what would be the uh, for say the measuring parameter for the
Okay, I
calibration
understand.
of
I
these two
understand.
instruments?
And
Okay,
for
yeah.
analytical balance, it is operation qualification and the daily check, like the accuracy check. And but for pH and conductivity, it is performance based, like it's just like the PQ. And because you are challenging the pH meter with 4, 7, 10, or 12, or 1 pH, and it is performance based, whether your pH reading is okay or not. So daily performance is okay for it. Okay, you can go through the USP chapter 1058 and the pH section. So you can clearly identify that it will be sufficient for the pH and conductivity meter.
One thing I should add in there,
Okay.
for conductivity meter, uh,
Mhm.
calibration may not require daily basis. Conductivity meter,
Before use.
before use, it should
Yeah.
check. It should check the function, but it has to probe For cell coefficient is one thing it's there. For conductivity, it should calibrate it in once in a month or periodic basis. I think
No,
so.
no, 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 no,
So,
no, 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 no. pH and
in our
conductivity
cases,
same, and
PS,
we
no.
we
PS,
perform the
it should
calibration for
calibrate.
say like
It
82 microsiemens in
yeah,
before
84
operation.
microsiemens, or yes,
84,
before
yeah.
operation, before operation. Okay, if you don't use it for 7 days or 8 days, then do not need to check the performance daily. But if you but before your analytical activity, you have to check it.
Yes, yes.
And
So actually, I think it is okay to perform the check to check the let's say performance of pH and conductivity meter before operation, and we don't need to perform the regular calibration and all that stuff for this instrument,
yes,
right?
yes, right.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you for clarification.
Okay.
So thank you, Mr. Abdullah. Thank you. So any questions from the audience? Any last questions from audience?
You can go through also the water conductivity 645 chapter and pH for 791. But what I have checked, it's only no need to calibrate the system for yearly frequency or 6 months frequency. Performance check before operation is enough.
So Mr. Ashik Mustafa, please unmute and ask your questions. I think Ashik Mustafa included the question in the chat box.
Okay, he has some technical issues.
It's a long questions. Sharmin, can you read the
Okay,
questions?
okay, just let me check. So, can we classify the instrument under USP 1058 analytical instrument qualification based on the risk? Okay, so what is your question? So,
Oh, it's the same
which
questions.
instruments? Same questions? Okay. Yes, we can classify it as per 1058 because it is on risk. And from the definition, we can check that if it has no measurement capability, then it lies with group A. No measurement capabilities like shaker, like and water bath, and these machines are water bath type instruments only controlling the physical parameters. They are not giving any assay values or any results like content percent. So these instrument lies in the lowest risk, and group B only calibrate, and group C is under our full qualification, and computerized system are under the computer system validation procedure, and these are the highest risk categories.
So thank you, Sharmin. Thank you, Mr. Ashik Mustafa, for your questions. So actually, our today's topic is computer system. So I think we should keep our focus in the computer system area.
Okay, but
So
I
category
think all
Sharmin, one
analytical.
moment,
Okay,
one moment.
okay, sorry.
Category 1 and 3, 4, 3. Maybe we can discuss in separate session, or if you have any questions regarding category 1 and 3, you can post a question in the Pharma GMP forum group in the LinkedIn. Sharmin can reply your questions. And I will request you to keep your focus on the category C.
Today's term. Okay,
I mean computer system. So
okay,
I see another questions from Mr. Abdullah Al Masood.
okay. I want
Please,
to add another thing
yes.
that in quality control laboratory or R&D analytical laboratory, you can follow one step, that is you can categorize the instruments in your instrument list, and from right side you can classify these instruments like it is group A, B or C, and then you can put and a level on that instruments, like it is under group A, no need to calibrate. Okay, then your auditor can understand that you can already you already classified the system, and you are maintaining the system.
So thank you.
Okay, Rehan.
Thank you, Sharmin. Mr. Abdullah, uh, any more questions from you?
Yes, yes. Thank you for the opportunity. I just want to add few things on my previous questions. That is, if the system, the software I'm using, not related to any instrument or measurement. For like in our lab, we use PLA software. There is a parallel line assay. So we perform the statistical analysis or potency measurement through the software. This software is not related to any kind of instruments or any kind of system. The software itself installed in the PC and we used only for the statistical calculation. So for validating this software, what measures should we take? Because it is not related to any instrument. So actually, I just want to know what the parameter should we select for the validation. So will it be okay to select the roles and all the stuff and or the other things?
I think it's like the Excel sheet validation, and you have to validate your script and the what you got from the calculations and challenge the calculation, and you have to document it. You don't need to uh, validate the user access, and it will be the performance based, I think, because it's what I understand, it is like the Excel system based. Am I right?
Let's say Excel system based, but the software should be purchased periodically from the supplier, and we
Okay.
need to use it. Actually, we cannot modify the calculation. We just make sure the right calculation is being used or not. Because
Yes,
sometimes we
but
use
you have to
the
challenge it.
ANOVA, and yes,
Okay.
sometimes we use ANOVA system, and other times we use like 4PL parametric system to measure the potency, and sometimes we use the linear system to measure the potency. And these are
Okay.
depending on the data I am getting from the analysis. Let's say ELISA
Okay.
analysis for
Mm-hmm.
our biological lab. So actually,
Okay.
how should we perform the validation of this software system that actually measure the perform the calculation?
Okay, you will have to define in your protocol the input and output, and design the system. And if it is not any option for the user management and the user access management, then you can't validate the user access management. So you have to go for the performance based, like the Excel, how we validate our Excel systems. Okay, you have to prepare the script,
So,
and it will be the PQ based, performance based. Okay.
Mr. Abdullah, what I understand, is it a kind of statistical based software?
Yes.
Yes, I think he
Parallel
is
So,
in
line assay software,
R&D.
PLA.
R&D. Okay.
so
No, I'm QC person.
Okay.
so so means you will perform some statistical analysis through this software. So what you need to
Yes.
validate, uh, simple. What I am saying in simple terms,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in during validations, you need to perform your statistical analysis through this software and the manual. Then you need to compare both things. The software actually whether performing the correct statistical analysis or not. Hmm.
And it is
And
critical.
yes, so it's almost kind of Excel validation things.
Uh, can we use the other system? Like we have two separate lab in our facility, R&D lab and QC lab, and we
Okay.
have two PLA system for R&D system. They have their own PLA system, and for QC we have our own. So can we perform the
Yeah.
comparison, like perform the same analysis or same calculation by the R&D facility, and then perform the same calculation by QC facility, and then compare whether the results are same or not? So will it be a parameter?
Uh,
Is
it
this the same software?
Yes, same software
And
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 performed from the same
and
vendor.
and are you using cloud-based
No, not
No, it is
cloud-based.
a standalone in
in-house
different system.
in-house
Standalone.
installation,
Yeah.
in-house
Uh, Actually, it is
on-premise
installed
installation?
by, yes, yes, installed
On
by the supplier. Let's say from we perform this software from Germany, let's say, and we shared our PC through online, and they install the software and use the certification key. That key actually being purchased from our site,
so
and they
so
install
two
the software
things
into
can
facility.
be happen. If the vendor can provide you the software validations from their part, you can rely on their documents. If you have confidence on the vendor's quality management system, then you need to only perform the IQ for this system. If validation documentation from the vendor is available, and if not, and if it is installed on premise, you need to perform the validation activities separately.
Yes, separately, not any comparison because if you see all software versions are same and all instrument models are same, but we have to qualify separately. So we cannot make any comparison with this SPLC to that SPLC. Okay, you have to validate this independently. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think
Thank you for your questions. Thank you.
understood.
So we already crossed 1 hour. Uh, it is almost 1 hour and 40 minutes. So I think we can close our webinar session today. So any last comment, suggestion from the audience?
Oh, Mr. Ashik Mustafa asked, if the autoclave system is not fully CSV validated, how do you know the cycle data cannot be changed or lost? Oh, it's the question from the auditor. They will ask you that because you the system owner, you are the process owner, and you have to ensure that your data cannot be changed or lost throughout its life cycle. So it's your responsibility. Uh, it's your responsibility to control over your system.
So it means validation required. What you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Can I install a
So
software before, another question, can I install a software before preparing FS or design specification?
so
No, you have
means
to, you,
what you're asking before designing, can you install the software? So is it possible before designing, you can you can purchase a software?
oh, sometimes you can install the software, but before,
No, Sharmin, basic
and
question.
no, no,
You say
no, design specification, it is for
huh,
design specification,
before
and
designing, before
you
configuration
have to define the
specification,
roles, role and
functional
access.
specification. Hmm. First,
In design
the things,
specification, we design the roles. You
first
can
the
install the software,
things.
but you have to approve your design specification before it is going to routine operation. Okay.
The thing is, Sharmin, first the software need to be exist first
Mm.
before design. How it can be exist?
No, design specification. It is for role and previous
Hmm?
maintenance, like user have these roles and the
How can I make? No, what this question is, can I install a software before preparing FS or DS? Means, you know, before design
mm.
means the software is not exist yet.
The functional, the design specification means the roles, designing the roles and privileges, like analyst will get this privilege and the supervisor will get this privilege. And you have to sit with the QA and then they will agree with the analyst will not get that approval or administration privilege. So you have to approve it before the IQ, OQ and other things.
Exactly. Exactly. So before approval is required, before installation of the software, you have to approve your FSDSCS.
Okay.
Okay, and Mr. Sujan Mondal also have another questions. I think after taking these questions, we should close our sessions. Today's sessions is almost 2 hours. Okay, Mr. Sujan
Yes.
Mondal, please.
Thank you very much, Bhaiya. Actually, I don't have any question. I just want to share
Okay.
my some views or opinions. I
Okay.
have listened the full event from first to last, and it was very much interactive. And the CSB system or computer system validation, sometimes some people think that it is very much complex, but you people
Mm.
presented it very simple way, very simple way. So it was really amazing. And I would like to request Rahan Bhai for arranging such type of complex pharma topics for our
Yes.
clear convenience or clear understanding. For example, cleaning validation, analytical method validation,
Yes.
and then
And
impurity profiling of product like this. The
yes,
complex
polymorphism
situations or
and
complex
particle
topics.
size analysis. Yes, the specific
Yeah.
analytical topics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So if we and sometimes I join with some Indian consultants like these webinars, and it seems to me that you people just doing in very much professional way. And Sharminapu, you did the really awesome event.
Oh,
So
thank you
I
so much.
appreciate it, and I have learned lots of things. And I'm requesting also both of you to arrange such type of events with complex pharma situations in near future. For example, I have already said cleaning validation, method validation, impurity profiling like this. So it will
Okay.
be very much beneficial for pharma professionals, and we will be benefited. Thank you very much. Thank
Okay.
you for your report.
Thank you.
thank you, Sujan Mondal, for your nice words. It means a lot for
Lot. Yes.
us, because we are arranging these PharmaTalk webinar sessions to build a community in Bangladesh and around us who can discuss the topic among them, share views, ideas, educate another person's, share views. Okay. So if you join, if you are interested, obviously we will try to arrange these type of sessions gradually. Uh, Hope so. I believe it will very helpful for all of us, including me, everyone. Yeah, for this pharma community. So thank you for your nice words. So now I think we should
It's the
close the
time to leave.
sessions.
Okay.
Okay. One thing, one moment. Jahid bhai, I can see that Jahid bhai already as a participant in this webinar sessions. Jahid bhai, are you there? Can you hear me? Can you please unmute if you are still there? Muhammad Jahid Al Beruni. He's expert in the Pharma 4 topic.
Okay. The
So,
next advanced level.
So
if the
Ryan
Jahid
bhai,
bhai,
sorry to disturb you. Sorry to
huh,
interrupt you. So Zahid Bhai is very much expert and has the expertise in Pharma 4.0. So is it possible to arrange a primary session with Zahid Bhai for this complex topic for us?
uh,
If possible, we can
mm,
request him.
Okay.
yes, I can request Jahid bhai if uh, is it possible or not? I'll ask Jahid bhai. Can you please unmute?
So he's an international speaker already. We know that.
Yes,
So
I
he's an
Can
know.
asset
link
of
him.
our
And
pharma industry.
we are going to automation and digitalization. So there is no
Yeah.
Some.
alternative of Pharma 4 and the
So
AI.
if we get the opportunity to take some time from Jahid Bhai regarding this issue, so it will be
Okay.
very much helpful. It will be very
Okay,
much
we'll
helpful
know.
for us.
Okay, we'll
Uh,
contact and knock him.
just a
Hello,
moment.
hello, hello.
Hello?
Hey, Jahid bhai,
Can you hear me?
yes, we can
Can you hear
hear
me?
you. Yes,
Actually, I'm in a get together program,
yes.
in a family get together program, so that there is a huge chaos. Actually, I
Yes.
was I'm seeking a isolated place. Now I'm okay. I found an
Okay.
isolated place. Uh,
Okay.
so you are talking about, actually, first of all, I would like to thank Raihan. Actually, I have been following Raihan for the long time. He's arranging this type of very effective session in the Bangladeshi context. Actually, in Bangladesh, so far I know that there is no forum like this. So I'm appreciating Raihan, that he's arranging this type of session, regular session. Actually, I was following today in my LinkedIn wall that you are going to conduct a session today at 8 p.m. So at the time, I decided to join, though I was busy with the family get together, but I was listening the uh, magnetic point, um, and I just noted the magnetic points of the presentation. Thank you, Sharmin. Uh,
Thank
you are
you.
from Radiant Pharmaceuticals. Your
Yes.
site is looks very effective and very, I think I can say, very practical. Actually, so far I found that worked you are working in computer system validation. So you have covered everything in in the computer system validation axis. So I think it is very pleasure for me that um, I have attended one session organized by Raihan, and I think here is many industry peers is attending this session, like Sujan, and also some of them I can know or not. I know or not. There's Shohidul. Shohidul, I know Shohidul. I don't know Shohidul. There's someone is Shohidul from QA in Renata.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. Yes,
is
maybe he
he
left.
that person? Okay, okay, okay. So it's a good session, Ryan. Uh, Carry on this type of
Ah,
session, and I think
Mhm.
you are getting the international exposure also, because I was checking some members from global axis also. So I would like to thank those peoples that they rely on Bangladesh, the third world country, the expertise of third world country. So I think I should thank them. So I'm very much interested to talk with you, and I'm very much interested to um, give any what can I say, any knowledge sharing. Very few knowledge sharing I can present in front of you. I can share with you. So anytime we can talk, and anytime I can manage the schedule. So Raihan, please you
yes.
inform me
Ah,
when it is suitable for you, because you have a
ah,
plan. You are doing a very big thing. So whether you get the time for me, I will try to attend.
okay, okay. Thank you, Jahid bhai. Thank you for your nice words. It's a big compliment for us. Uh, so we will try to continue this webinar session on different technical topics to grow this pharma community. And the Shujan also asking for to arrange a webinar session on Pharma 4 session. So hopefully you can manage time for us.
Okay, but I have one what can I say? One add-on for Sharmin. That
Okay.
Sharmin can next time, or you can, this is opportunity, or this is scope of study for you, that I can
Okay.
recommend that you can add uh, the process of AI validation,
Yes, yes,
because
of course.
right now, yeah, I think the GAM 5, in the second version of GAM
Second
5,
version.
yeah, they already included the AI validation. And also, my suggestion is, you can also study on
Pharma 4.
SOP
Okay.
of data governance.
Okay.
SOP of data governance.
Okay.
SOP of data governance is a very burning topics through the globe, because nowadays the data governance is very important for the, the raw material of AI is the data. So when you have the proper data governance, then you can utilize AI very fairly. Otherwise, when you give the this is called garbage in, garbage out. When you put the garbage data, when you cannot um, set the data policy or data governance, in that cases
Yeah.
many types of data is generating in every seconds in pharmaceutical industry. So when you do not have the data governance or data policy, in that cases you cannot you cannot transform the data uh, to the AI decision. So AI decision is
Okay.
very important right now in the world. So when you can make a data governance, in that cases you will utilize the AI properly. Otherwise,
Okay.
lots of controversy is there regarding the use of AI in pharmaceutical industry, because AI is like a knife. It's a tools. So you can abuse anytime, or you can be humiliated anytime by the AI. So to control the AI, it's very important, the SOP of data governance, because computer system validation, data integrity, and along with the data integrity, there is another burning issue is data security.
Okay.
Because when you are generating thousands of data in QC, so in that cases,
It's a burning
the data
issue.
security, yeah, the data security is a threat for every organization, because you are using many unsafe network in your organization, or sometimes the hacker are very strong than the organization. So in that cases you have to have the data governance policy for the sake of data integrity, data security, and for the sake of proper utilization, the compliant utilization of artificial intelligence.
Okay. Thank
So
you, sir.
this is this
I'll
is
do that.
this is a very uh, what can I say? This is a very important part, I can say today. I think later on we can discuss in detail. Thank you, Raihan.
Okay.
You can say something,
Thank
or you can
you.
conclude.
Thank you, Zahid Bhai, for your nice suggestion. Uh, Maybe we can later arrange another sessions on the AI-driven validation,
Yeah, different village.
uh, data governance, data security.
This.
Inshallah, we'll arrange these topics.
Okay.
So now I'm going to conclude today's session. So today we covered regulatory landscape for this computer system validation. Specifically, we covered QC equipments, QC
Yes.
system.
Analytical
Uh,
instruments. Okay.
yes, yes, and we covered regulatory inspection observations trained. um, as per USP, we covered the instrument categorization. Then we presented key deliverables of the category 4, because this is the most common group in our pharmaceuticals industry. And finally, some key topics Sharmin already covered: audit, data integrity, audit trail, user access management. So, and today's session, you people uh, actively engaged in the discussion, and this is a lot for us. This is a huge inspiration for us in future. Inshallah, we will arrange more webinar session on the technical topics. So hopefully you will join, inshallah. So thank you all for joining. Thank you, Sharmin. Thank you, Zahid Bhai, for your nice words. Thank you. Thank you all. So
Bye.
thank you
Allah
all.
Hafiz.
Yes, bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
for now.
Thank you.